Here are the Sony WH-1000 XM5s, the next tier up from Sony's WH-1000 XM4s, but not a replacement for them. Curious. Sitting at $399 or $50 more than the XM4s, the question you probably have is, what is so different about the XM5s from the XM4s that would warrant a price difference other than just a different design? That would be a fantastic question that we'll answer in this first impressions review video on the Sony WH-1000 XM5s. Of course, links for this are found in the description if you want to pick them up or find out more information. Now, it's very important for me to say that the software for these headphones wasn't made available to me and possibly other reviewers until the past couple days, and in my case, last night. So I wasn't able to give this a full-on review that many of you know me for in time for the embargo. If you don't know what to expect from a full review from me, I will have an experiential, immersive review in comparison of the Sony WH-1000 XM5s, the Sony WH-1000 XM4s, the Apple AirPods Max, and the wired Biodynamic DT700 Pro X headphones. Here's a sample of what to expect, but you'll want to make sure that you wear some headphones or earbuds in both ears so you can hear the full experience and difference between all the different headphones. This is all made possible because of this $2,000 binaural microphone and over 40 hours of work that goes into these types of reviews. So let's hear a quick sample of it. Stay tuned for that video by hitting subscribe in the bell icon to be notified of when it goes live. It should be out by Sunday, May 15th if you're watching this beforehand, or in the card up here if you're watching this after it has been posted. I promise most of you have never experienced a headphone review in comparison like what I have planned for you. Alright, let's unbox it and see what's inside. We have a nice eco-friendly box. I really do like it. Somehow seems more premium, but yeah, it has a really nice clean design. This is obviously a new design for the headphones compared to the XM4s. Unfortunately, we still have this crazy naming convention, the 1000X series, but it's really hard to leave behind a series name that is so well known. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually a very different looking case than the previous one. Yeah, here's the case for the XM4s, and it has a more kind of egg shape. This one is kind of has this interesting polygonal shape here. That's really fascinating. Okay, what is this hooked into? Why? Oh, okay. Huh. We just have some literature. This is my first time ever seeing them in person. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's clean. So I don't know if you noticed the difference here, but this looks like it's a little bit more of a soft touch look. Yeah, this is softer feeling. I will say the XM4s do collapse, and so that part is really nice when it fits into its case. But the XM5s do not collapse on themselves. They just kind of twist their headphones, kind of like the AirPods Max. But this is strangely really smooth. It feels like it's floating. This is, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels extremely smooth. This material here does feel, oh yeah, this feels way more high quality than over here. This kind of has a bit of that cliche sticky headphone leather feel, while this one feels way more pleasing and perhaps a little bit less greasy feeling. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's like sticky. And you have nice little ear cups here. It looks like the ear cups are also a little bit different, a little bit like less narrow on the top there, so that might be a little bit more comfortable for people's ears. All right, let's see how it feels on the head compared to the XM4s. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's really comfortable. That's such an interesting sliding mechanism there. Yeah, it's way different feeling. Yeah, really comfortable. And then we have the XM4s, and these feel a little bit more snug and narrow on the ears. Yeah, so it's actually kind of crazy how the XM5s are way more comfortable. What else do we have inside of here? So we have this, and we have just a USB-C to A cable, and then you have an 1/8 inch cable, and I like that one end is a 90-degree angle, and that is magnetic as well. The XM5s and XM4s have a lot in common, like its compatibility with Android Quick Pair, multi-device support, swipe gestures, Google Assistant and Alexa support, Sense Engine that adapts your headphones depending on your environment, sensors that detect whether or not you're wearing the headphones or not. You can actually see that on the XM4s, but not on the XM5s. You can also plug it in over a headphone jack if you want or need to, and a few other things. But you can no longer pair over NFC with the XM5s. One thing that I'll say with this matte finish that is also true with the XM4s, but maybe even more so on the XM5s, is that you'll realize how greasy you are. The soft touch is even softer and more muted in its finish, so you'll see the grease from your hair and your face on the ear cups, and from your fingers on the body, and more. Oh my goodness. I will say that the ear cups on the XM5s feel less firm and more airy, which is probably what's adding to that more comfortable and softer feel compared to the XM4s. Oh, and there's even a little nubbin right here, so you can tell which which side is the left side without having to look at it. You just use it by feel. And I realized today that the XM4s have that as well, so good to know. The buttons are in the same spot, but these are labeled way better. You can see that it says noise cancellation or ambient sound, so that's a little bit better than custom. On the inside of the XM5, it has dual processors compared to the single processor on the XM4, and along with that comes twice as many microphones for noise cancellation than the XM4s. The microphones are right here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a total of 8 microphones when you double it up. What's really cool is that there's a microphone inside that's able to pick up any extra artifacts and sound that didn't make it through the noise cancellation from the outward facing microphones. That's a big deal because active noise cancellation is creating phase or cancellation of audio, and audio is a really complicated thing in order to cancel out. So having that extra level for anything that makes it through is kind of a big deal. And I can confidently say that these manage to get rid of some of the higher pitch whines and hisses that the XM4s let through. You'll be able to hear this difference in my full-on review. Now, a big difference is that the XM5 has an automatic personal noise cancellation optimizer. Now that's different because the XM4 you have to do that manually. Now what's interesting, in some of those same spots for ANC, you'll find a total of 4 beamforming microphones that is powered by AI to sound really great for all those video calls that we're doing right now. So there's one on the inside and one up here, and you double it up so you have a total of 4. Here's a quick sample of what the microphones sound like on the Sony WH-1000 XM5s. What do you think? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Much like the XM4s, the XM5s have the same 20 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response at 44.1 kHz sampling and 20 Hz to 40 kHz at LDAC 96 kHz sampling. All that gobbledygook means that it covers the entire human hearing frequency spectrum at its basic settings and way beyond that with its LDAC settings. A high quality codec is where Sony excels. Now interestingly, the XM5s have a new carbon fiber 30mm driver compared to the XM4's 40mm driver. So far in the time since I've been able to get the proper software, sound quality is a typical Sony sound that is a little bit darker and bassier than other headphones. But as you probably could tell from the audio sample you heard earlier, it's going to be very interesting to hear multiple examples of the sound differences in the full review. By the way, I'll have exclusive audio recordings that I can't post publicly on my channel for copyright reasons that are available for channel members. So become a channel member and check out that once it's posted. Now, battery life on the XM5s matched the 30 hours of battery life on the XM4s, but with fast charging, you can get 3 hours of playback after 3 minutes of charge compared to 5 hours of playback after 10 minutes of charge on the XM4s. And surprisingly, the XM5s are 4 grams lighter, so that's really nice. And I can confidently say that the XM5s managed to maintain a Bluetooth connection across the other end of my house, which is actually extremely surprising. I'll have to go outside into an open field or something to truly test out how far away I can go before I lose signal for the full review. So speaking of, what things do you want me to test and cover in the full review? I'll have tests and comparisons that you can actually hear and experience between the XM5s, XM4s, and AirPods Pros for ANC, transparency, microphones, and of course, sound comparisons between all of them and the Biodynamic DT700 Pro X's. I'll even let my audio engineer self kind of flourish a little bit and put together my own custom EQ, which you can hear. Let me know what you want to see in the comments ASAP or in the, hi Ruby, you hear me talking and you want attention. Okay, so let me know what you want to see in the comments ASAP or in the This Is Tech Today Community Discord chat server so I can integrate them into the review as I put in over 40 hours total over 3 or 4 days in order to make that review. Finally, full disclosure, Sony did send out the headphones for me to check out and review, but they have no say over what I say, they have no editorial control over what I do, are not paying me for this video or the review, and are seeing it for the first time alongside you. There is a lot more audio content coming, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching This Is Tech Today. Until next time, bye!